Welcome, people, to the Video Game Collectors Podcast. I'm your host, Josh Byerly, and we have our other host, Matt Rose. Okay. Tonight, we're going to be talking about video games. Specifically, we had a question.
Whoa, we're talking about video games?
Yeah. We had a question in our comments, I think, about how do we find sealed video games.
I'll just Timothy J, because we read your comments in the comments. And
we do.
We're always asking, hey, if you want us to talk about something. So we're actually going to do that. Timothy J said, y'all should talk about some of the ways you find video games, not your secret ones, but the more common ways. And I think that's a great question because Josh is
you all or y'all?
He said y'all.
Y'all. Okay. So
y'all.
Maybe he's a Southern gentleman.
Maybe.
Okay.
But we want to help you out and talk about that because even Josh has given me over the years some really, you'd think really basic stuff, but I wasn't doing it. So we're really going to get in, and then we're going to get into even a find we got today and talk about how we found that, how that works, and so on and so forth. So,
yeah, and I think you make some good points when we were just talking about this before we started it up, Matt. That a lot of the searching that I do, I just think it's common sense, and I guess a lot of it's, you just have to be in the weeds doing it, and it pans out often if you're consistent with what you do. So
are you talking about eBay right now?
Yeah, eBay in general, but just consistency in general, I think, as well. Like, be consistent in the way you hunt for stuff, and that always helps me. So
yeah, I do take breaks. I've taken a couple week breaks here and there, but I think I search every day.
That's totally healthy, and you should take breaks.
Yeah,
because it can get you can burn out real fast if you don't. I think that breaks are important because you'll come back and then you'll be like, oh, okay, I haven't looked for this for a while. I haven't looked for that for a while. And then you go and see stuff that's just chilling on eBay. So
I don't think I necessarily burnt out. I think I just burnt out of cash. And then I got another big check. So, back at it.
Yeah, no, I know how that goes. Literally collecting from paycheck to paycheck. So,
yeah.
And that's okay. Flipping from paycheck to paycheck too. But yeah, hunting for sealed games, Matt.
So what are some, you've given me some amazing basic eBay stuff that I was not doing. Now I'll tell everybody on here, I search every single day, multiple times a day on eBay. But when it comes to eBay searches, it's like, how are you searching on eBay? Josh, what are some really basic ways you search on eBay? Because I know you've helped me hone in my searches.
I keyword a lot. Keyword, then save search. So I'll say if I'm looking for sealed games, I'll do the basic thing where I type sealed in, I'll go to category, video games, and then I'll drill down and select the consoles I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And so then it'll keyword the word sealed. And I believe it also pulls from description as well. So if somebody doesn't put sealed in the title, it will also be in the description. You don't have to say search description. eBay is smart enough to figure it out at this point. But just drill down, say, I want to look for everything. I want to look for Jaguar CDI and 3DO only. I can just search for those very esoteric systems, and that save search for sealed, I could call it sealed 3DO Jaguar CDI. And whenever it gets a hit for a sealed item, maybe it's sealed, maybe it's not, you definitely want to look at the item before you buy it, but you'll get a little blue dot on your eBay mobile or in your save search in eBay. It will say, hey, here's a new item. And that way you can see what is recently posted, what's new. And that's just kind of how I do all my searches. I really keyword them and then I drill them down by category.
Do you categorize when you say, when you put in sealed, when you're searching for sealed, do you also categorize that down to in categories under condition new, or do you
Yes.
not?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sometimes I select new, sometimes I don't, because not everybody posts a brand new game as new.
Yeah.
Because sometimes people are like, I don't know if this is new or not. I'm going to put it like new other. And if you're savvy enough, you can tell if a game is new or not. Right. And to the dude that just picked up the box of sealed NES games at the garage sale, they look new to him. Maybe he doesn't know they're new. Or the new Atari games where the guy's like, yeah, I opened them all to check to see if they were new. And yeah, they are, you know, which happens more often than not. But I would say you can do keyword game, right? And that's going to pull just everything in video, and then search video game category. It's going to pull, that's a common word to keyword. And then you're just going to pull, select the systems you want. If you want all the systems, you can do all the systems. It just gets pretty monotonous looking at every
Yeah.
PS4 game, Xbox One game, Switch
Yeah.
game. But if you want to search for sealed Switch, make a sealed Switch search. You can make up to 200 safe searches, I believe.
So in reality, before you even start your search, you should really have a target. Because if you don't have a target, man, you can get in the weeds and you could start. I've done this personally. You just start buying everything and you're going to run out of bank really, really quick.
Yeah, I do that actually. I have a search that searches newest listed brand new video games.
Yeah.
Right? Every console under the video game category. You sometimes people screw up and they put items in the wrong categories too. So don't just limit yourself under a safe search. I mean, definitely search video games, but don't limit yourself to say, hey, there's a category for entertainment memorabilia, right? And then, or entertainment, and then video game memorabilia under entertainment. I found sealed video games in that category. And if you drilled down, you searched for specifically in the video game category for sealed, you're not going to hit the entertainment category where there's video game memorabilia. So there's different ways to do it. Or sometimes I've seen people put sealed video games under arcades. It happens. eBay really tries to make it so you don't put an item there, but stuff slips all the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes they make it under video game accessories, under video game consoles. Sometimes people put a lot of sealed games together and put it under wholesale lots. So just
True. Yeah.
Cover your bases. Go look under everything.
I guess part of my thought is having a target, because just sealed games, even if you're just doing sealed Nintendo games, that's still a pretty wide target. When I started off really getting deep into collecting, I had one specific target about 2010, 2011. That was Halo. And I even targeted that down. I only did US release. I just completely avoided foreign. I randomly got a few here and there, sure, but I didn't search for it. I just did all US, all Halo for years and years and years.
Yeah,
and that helps a lot.
You can definitely do targeted searches. One thing that you may miss though are those items where, say Larry went out to the garage sale and he bought a sealed copy of Halo or anything, whatever, a sealed copy of anything. He goes home and he searches for that item. He's like, oh, there's a copy that sold for $200. And he sells similar item and he pulls the exact same description, the title for the item, and it might say European version in the title, but it's not the European version. I mean, it happens with greatest hits video games all the time, where somebody will see a greatest hits. This was my favorite, Jet Moto, and they would sell all the time, greatest hits ones for like $30-$40. I would always pick that game off the black label version because people were listing them as at the greatest hits prices. And they would put greatest hits because all they would do is sell similar item, pull the item up, and it would be a picture of the black label one, but their title would say Jet Moto greatest hits, PlayStation 1. So keywording, looking at everything, I mean, there's so many nuances to searching for sealed. You don't even use the word sealed. If you want to search for NES, go type in NES or Nintendo, and then drill down to the systems you want to search. Because if, say, type in Nintendo and you don't want to look at Virtual Boy, but you want N64, Super Nintendo, and NES, you can save the search for those systems, and the keyword is Nintendo. And then you can click brand new, and it will show you the brand new games. And they might not even say brand new factory sealed. It might just be the title, Nintendo Entertainment System, in the year, because people slip up and they don't know what they're doing. So
Yeah.
I hate to give away the secrets, but people are smart. They'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But it's not really a secret if you just sit on eBay and try to figure it out.
Yeah. And then,
so that's why when you brought it up to me, Matt, you're like, I don't search that way, but I just think it's almost common sense to do all these different searches.
yeah.
But what you can end up doing is getting way too many searches. Like I am always having to delete a search to add a new search that I want to do.
Yeah, I'll go through and I'll filter things out that I'm either not interested in anymore, or burnt out on, or I'm swapping them out for things that I'm more interested in, because things change as you go along, and you find other areas and little niches and
oh yeah. I mean, I have a safe search for orphans. I call it orphans, but not actual orphans, but manuals, boxes, lots like that. And I, just where it's pieces for games. And I, if something comes up, somebody posts 25 NES manuals for $10, which happens, buy it now, shit like that. I don't know. eBay is a great place for hidden shit.
So you're actually just buying orphans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Trade them for video games.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's right. That's a great piece of advice. And yeah, like I said, I'm like, me personally, I'm always on my phone. Like, I know it sounds weird. Well, anytime I'm taking a crap, anytime I'm going to the bathroom, I'm pulling up my eBay. It's just automatic for me. And I'm just refreshing my list, looking for the blue dots, hitting them, scrolling through pretty fast. And then to take that a step further, doing this on your own is incredibly difficult. You can do it. It's not that much fun. To take your eBay searches up a notch is, include your friends in on this, or get in a group. There's all kinds of collector groups and stuff. And I'm not talking necessarily big groups, but smaller groups, make some friends, in the collecting industry and or I guess not industry, in the collecting world, and partner up with them, because they're not specifically looking for things that you're looking for, and they can help you and you can help them, because, the more eyes out there, or, make it worth their while. If you're looking for something specific, give somebody a kickback if they send you, something that you buy, help them out,
Right.
Send them something. We're doing that all the time with each other.
Yeah, I think that comes to the next point, Matt, about friends, right? Like,
yeah,
utilize your relationships, be good to people, treat them with respect, even if they're not your friends. If people have questions and you know answers, give them the answers. I mean, information's only as good as what people do with it. So the hobby, sealed collecting, video game collecting will never advance if more people don't learn about it or know about it. If somebody asks a question about, like, hey, I got 500 games, like that post I just showed on Facebook to you, Matt, like this girl in the Sealed Games Club group, she got like 200 games. She's like, I don't know what to grade. It's been up for 12 fucking hours. Not a single person responded with, like, I would grade this. Or maybe one person said, maybe grade the Resident Evil 3. That was it. Nobody sat there and took the time to offer her a little piece of advice that would take somebody like 2 minutes, like you or me, Matt, to give her, say, hey, if I get these 200 games, I'm going to grade these 10 games first. Like all the posts in there are like, let me know if you want to sell this. Are you willing to sell this? Tell me when you're going to sell your stuff. Are you willing to sell this item? Like, give me a fucking break. I'm sorry, I don't want to rant about it, but like nobody ever learns. And then people are like, oh, go on YouTube, watch YouTube videos, read this. Like, fucking shit. We're in a video game collecting group on Facebook. People are asking for advice. Give the advice willingly. There are literally thousands of video games out there, and you will get your chance at getting sealed games or open games or any fucking video game for that matter. Share your information with people. Don't be always trying to make a buck off someone, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Because video games are collecting, flipping, dealing, whatever. This is supposed to be fun. I know it's a livelihood for some people. It's a livelihood for me and a lot of my friends, but it's a fun livelihood. And it is going to continue to be fun if we share information with people.
Yeah.
Sorry for the rant.
And that doesn't necessarily mean, share all your secrets or share all your, there's things that you're always going to hold tight to yourself. But
yeah, I guess you're right. There are some things that, you just don't share. But if somebody's like, which PS2 game should I grade?
Yeah. Help them out. I'm guilty.
Oh, sell me that Clock Tower 3.
I'm guilty of skipping over that post. I think I saw it briefly and I didn't read too much into it.
I'm not trying to like dog everybody, but like that was up for 12 hours and not one person was like, here's the list of games. I'm not trying to be like, oh, I'm high and mighty for this shit. Just like,
just help people. You get what you give.
Right. And if you give shit, you get shit.
It's kind of like I heard Earl Nightingale earlier today talking about, sitting by a fireplace saying, give me heat and then I'll add wood. You got to give first, in my opinion. You got to, and then if
there's a really good joke in there somewhere, Matt.
It's about wood in the fireplace. Get it hot. But seriously, if you help somebody enough, there's going to be a point to where if you're constantly giving and helping, they're just naturally going to want to help you in return. And your giving may not come. I don't want to get too deep into the law of attraction or any of that, but in giving to people, when you're giving out, you may not even necessarily get, something back from that person specifically, but when you're out there giving and just being a great person, helping people out, you're going to get good things in return. I just absolutely promise you, it's always been the way. When you're out there screwing people, that's going to come back to you at some point in your life. I know I've been on both sides of that. That's just, I'm sure you already know that if you're watching this, but
I don't think some people know that though. There are some people in this world, and I hate to say this, that always fall into shit and come out smelling like roses. I'm dead serious. And like everybody says that like, oh, they'll eventually get theirs. Karma's going to get them. There are like a few people that I've known in my life. I'm like, when the fuck is karma going to get these people? Because not even just in video game collecting, like I'm amazed at the amount of dumb shits in this world that are not good people that just continue to be rewarded for shitty behavior.
But is it fair to ask, maybe we see on our end like they are getting rewarded, but maybe behind closed doors, they're not,
maybe they're
rewarded as all.
Yeah, you're right.
Like they're miserable behind closed doors. And that's why they continue down that path.
I kind of hope they are, actually.
Jesus.
Okay,
well, that's fine.
I hope they rot in hell.
All right. But let's continue
back
on
to video games. And,
basically, how we find, let's get into some other things before we get into what I'm trying to piece this into my mind of what we want to talk about. What about Macari, Josh? What do you think about that? That's another tool we used to use a lot, but I don't personally use it much anymore. Josh, how do you feel?
I still think there's good deals on there. It's also an investment in time. You got to be quick. I've got some good shit off Macari. I've also got completely fucked on Macari.
Yeah.
Sorry to put that so bluntly, but
how did you get screwed on Macari? Like how did that happen? Like what are some pitfalls to look out for on Macari?
it's easy to backdoor people.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Something sells, it's still posted. Easy to message that person, seeing that the item sold for $45, and somebody will message them and say, "I'll give you 100."
Yeah.
And people on Macari, it's literally like the garage sale of the internet. And the integrity is so low that they'll sell their integrity for not much more than $20.
It is horrible.
And the item will get reposted, and for $15 more, $20 more, $100 more. And I mean, I'm not kidding. It's so easy for them to cancel and then just be on their way. So
if you haven't gotten backdoored on Macari, you have not truly done business.
You're really not a sealed video game collector.
Yeah, you're not a sealed video game collector.
It's really a rite of passage.
I don't know anybody who honestly has looked on there for a month consistently and not gotten backdoored. I don't know anybody. Or they were just overpaying for everything they were buying. But if you're looking for deals and know how to find them, you're getting backdoored one way or the other. The other, what's one of the other points? I know they have a limited time
frame to return things. Macari is a mess with resealed modern games.
Mm-hmm.
There are 5 solid shit bags on Macari that reseal stuff and sell it. And by the time it delivers to the customer, the unassuming customer who wants to grade the item, maybe they're going to flip it. Maybe they got the deal lifetime, they think, for $400, and they're going to up it to $2,000 or something. They go on there, they send it in for grading, warp zone everything, and they get rejected. You can't return that game at that point. You have 3 days on Macari.
I'm making notes as you're talking so I don't forget.
So that's a downfall.
Yes.
Usually if it's too good to be true, it's too good to be true.
On Macari.
Yeah. You see a Halo that comes up for sale.
Oh God.
And it's $500 buy it now. Look at what the other person sold. Maybe they've sold that same Halo 3 different times. Be very cognizant of what you're buying on that website.
And if you are going to use it a lot, get really good at following some of the guides that are out there on seals, and know your seals like as good as you possibly can. You're still probably gonna, get bit once or twice. It just happens.
Yeah, I think Allegra put up a seal guide at one point, didn't he?
Yeah, he had a really great seal guide. And I know Gomez talks about some, and I think he used to have some. As I was sitting here thinking about it, what about things like Amazon? We used to use that back in the day, and it was amazing. Now
it still is amazing.
It still is amazing.
Yeah, you just have to know how to search it.
Okay. Because there are some huge resealers on there, and I've had
there are a lot of resealers on Amazon. Sorry to interrupt you, Matt, but it's really hard to explain how to use Amazon for new stuff. If I had suggestions, I would search from a desktop computer.
Yeah.
And go focused on a console, and I'll leave it at that. And then you can try to figure it out, because it's by the time you've learned how to search on Amazon, the next time you sit down a month later and search on Amazon, something has changed on their website with how to search and drill down and look for shit.
But beware, because last time I used to use Amazon a lot, and I would say that 7 to 8 out of 10 of my purchases were, I had to send it back. It was bad.
To another point with that, sealed games. Be careful with people who drop ship from Amazon.
Oh yeah.
I've gotten, but luckily when they do that, they're the ones mostly getting fucked because you have good eBay buyer protection. But a lot of times people buy on Amazon and just flip on eBay.
Yep.
There are people who'll just drop ship shit. So
yeah, they typically have the stock photos.
yeah, the stock photo NBA 2K14, man,
Yeah.
got me all the time. 30
And then,
bucks.
then when you get the package, it's from Amazon, and you're like, oh,
It's
they're a
from
drop
Amazon, yeah.
shipper. Damn it.
Yep. And it's a reseal or not sealed.
The lovely security seal on it.
Yeah. Security device enclosed.
Yeah.
Media recovery. Stay away from media recovery.
But let's take this a step further. You know, how we really find most of, or I guess I can talk to myself specifically, how I get most of my deals or find my best deals is I have friends like Josh and Eric and Fred and other people. You know, do people even know you collect video games? That's a great question. You know, go around to your friends and do they know? Maybe they should, because you know who you know.
That's good point. A lot of mine don't even know.
Yeah, and it's amazing.
Sometimes I like to keep it that way.
Well, that's fair, but it's amazing what some people will come up to you and have. But seriously, having friends and collector groups that just come up and you just know, you just say, hey, and you help other people out, and then they come back and help you out, like Josh and I have done for years, and then now Eric and our friend Sean, and you know, we've made great relationships. Brandon's a bit in there. You know, we've made these great relationships within collecting, and we all help each other. And so, and we all generally know what we're looking for, or even better, we go in together on some deals, because sometimes some deals are going to cost a lot of money and you don't necessarily want to take that whole burden on yourself. So we'll go in and we'll just split it. And then it's even more fun because you kind of get to share that experience. That's how you. Go ahead, Josh.
Sorry to interrupt you. Yeah, that's exactly what you do. You know, you have to have, if you're doing that though, and you want to buy something with somebody, you got to have like
good
a goal of what you're doing with the item, right? Like,
and clear with the other person of what that is. So you're both clear
and
you have good
rapport. Matt, you and I have done deals in the past where like, okay, we're going to buy this deal and we're going to flip it.
Yep.
Where we get to a point where you're like, I'm done with it. Buy me out of it, Josh. And I've done that. And I just end up with a ton of shit. But I mean, it's one way to add your collection. If you have a business partner in something, or you guys you partner with a friend, there's always an option, you know, in my mind, I think, to buy somebody out of something. So,
or create a friendship with somebody, and maybe they're really good at searching for things. Maybe they're good at finding deals. You know, give them kickers for finding you deals. You know, help them out and create a relationship there. Yeah, you're going to give away some of your, you know, profit, but they're going to save you time and they're going to help find you stuff. And yeah. Or if maybe you have a good chunk of money and you know somebody finds deals, and you can just partner up with them and just say, hey, I've got the money, you find the game, let's work this out. Or vice versa, if you are great at finding games and just say, hey, I can't, you know, how am I supposed to collect games? I don't have any money, or I'm limited. Find somebody who's got money, who doesn't want to put in that time for searching, and then, you know, work with them. Work out a deal. There's always ways. If the real key is just finding the deal and getting good at that. And when you can find deals, man, you'll find people with money that want to partner up with you, or you know, be in on the deal as well, and be good to them. You know, try and make that a win-win all the way around, and then that will just, you know, continue to cycle, and it'll work out to be a good thing. The moment you try and screw or get greedy, I've seen it time and time and time again over the years. Maybe even once or twice I've been semi-guilty of it myself. It'll bite you in the ass so fast. You know, make sure it's a win-win.
It's got to be a win-win. You're right. It's got to be fair for everybody involved.
Yep. And you can do that. There are ways of making it fair. There are always ways to making it fair for everybody. And if it's not, just walk away. There's always another deal.
Right. Speaking of deals.
Yeah. Now, how did this happen? This is a great example as to what we're talking about right here. We got a deal literally kind of last night and then this morning. How did this happen, Josh?
I got tagged on a Facebook post in a Oregon video game page. It was a video game store's Facebook page, and a friend, Drew, tagged my name in it, and it was a factory sealed copy of a game. The guy is located up in Beaverton, which is a good 2.5 hour drive from me. I'm like, this is hard for me to make it up there. So I'm like, maybe Matt wants to do this with me. He's a little closer. And so I messaged Matt and I'm like, what do you think? And Matt's like, yeah, let's do it. The guy has a price and everything. And so it was about 6:40, I think. I sent them a message on their Facebook page. I got auto response. They were closing at 7, so it wasn't going to happen that night. And I said, hey, I got a buddy that lives in Seaside. He's going to drive over. Sorry, you just gave away where you live, man. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Yeah. So Matt hopped in his car. The store opened at 11. He was there before they opened this morning, and did the deal. And we split this game. And I don't know if you want to add anything. We didn't haggle the price. We paid the asking price. And it never would have happened had I not had a good collecting relationship with my friend Drew.
Yeah.
Would not have tagged me. He knows I look for sealed stuff. He knows I flip sealed stuff. He knows that I collect sealed stuff. So he saw a sealed game on a store that is close to where he lives. He couldn't do it. So he tagged me and we ended up buying the game.
And we'll make it right with Drew as well. Even though he didn't ask for anything, we'll make it right with him. But, going and meeting the store owner, it was fantastic. Super, super nice guy. I knew what he was asking. I had a pre-plan in my head, knowing the value of the game, what he's asking. I wanted to get more information on it. If it met a certain condition, I wasn't even going to question anything. If there was damage or whatever, because you can never tell in pictures. I knew generally where I was going to be fair to myself and to them, because if you don't want to screw yourself either. And when I saw the game, it was gorgeous. And, I did throw out a quick, is there any wiggle room for cash? He said no, because he's selling it for somebody else. And I said, okay, you know what, that's fine. Gave him full price. Didn't matter. That made him happy. He was really excited. That made the person he was selling it for really excited. We're really excited. And it was just a win all around. And we're going to, make it up to Drew as well. But yeah, I guess
What's
I
the
get
game, Matt?
What is the game?
Oh,
God, I can't believe it's in this good of a condition. I really can't. Being this old, being in somebody's closet, it baffles me. There are no dents, there are no creases, there are no holes, nothing. I
it's a
mean,
beauty.
there are some rub marks on the cellophane, just a few. So I know it's probably going to get, like an A+. I'd be shocked if it got an A. Yeah, wow. I don't know how that survived unprotected this long.
Yeah. It's also a made in Japan print of the game. So it is a first release Mortal Kombat, not a Majesco, because I would have probably paid the asking price if it was Majesco and burned it.
Yeah. But it did have, like we showed in our quick episode of removing stickers, it did have a sticker up here. It had 2 stickers actually. And I used the exact techniques that I showed in the previous. I used a little bit lighter. I actually used a Q-tip with some of the lighter fluid to work because literally the stickers were almost right over the vent holes. So I didn't want any of that to go through. I used the same aerosol to freeze the sticker off initially. I actually put the little hose on it so I could really be accurate with it and hit just the sticker. And then I just popped off what I could and then cleaned the rest with the Q-tip and the lighter fluid. And it is beautiful. It's
Mortal Kombat.
And I'm stoked. And we're going to warp zone it and see what happens.
Yeah. I'm pumped.
But that wouldn't have happened without the friendships. and people sharing and, not being greedy about it, and us not being greedy or trying to beat the owner down. And he was happy, we were happy, maybe made a relationship there, and we'll do future deals. I know we're going to see him at the Portland Retro Gaming Expo, so I'm excited about that. Super nice guy. Yeah, that's how you find deals.
That's how you find deals. Also, don't be afraid of buying a graded game. So if you're just the type of person that buys raw games, Heritage every week has auctions, and my goodness, there are deals recently.
Oh man, you scored.
Yeah,
you scored a couple today.
I got a JVC
I apologize.
Return of the
about
Jedi for Super Nintendo. Matt owes me $100 because he bid me up. That's okay. It's a 948 plus. It's a really nice grade that it sold for like $1,000. It's so freaking rare.
that. I think I paid more for a lower grade of that same game.
Yeah, so I got that in another game, but I just think that people should be watching those auction sites. If you've never bought on there, go on there and sign up. There's games that sell for $40. Sealed games that are already graded sell for $40.
Yeah.
They have VGA now, so if you're a VGA fanboy, it's totally fine, except you're a little bitch.
Or if you're savvy, find a VGA game that you can get good pictures of, see what you think that might cross over to, and get creative.
Yeah, or don't even cross it if you don't want to. That's the thing. Like,
that's a bigger gamble, I'm going to tell you. But
yeah, like if it can go both ways though, Matt. Like I've seen it go both ways.
Yeah.
I hate it, but it has. The thing that I do like more about WADA is they address the issues when there's issues. So
yeah, they're pretty good about it. And hey, I actually should throw a post up on the unofficial WADA group too. I think I'm getting it tomorrow or the day after, but I just got a speed run of 5 games. I sent it in on last month on the 22nd, and it's going to be here in the next day or two. So literally a speed run in less than a month. That's the fastest I've gotten anything back in since they started. I just wanted to throw that out there.
Did you see that they updated their population report today? The census.
I saw the posts, and I saw everybody talking about it, and I pulled a few up, and I was like, oh, that's sweet. Why don't you mention that? Or
yeah, so you can hover over a game, the grade. It'll tell you which ones have seal grades. Like what the seal grades are. They all have seal grades, hopefully. And it goes. And they've updated the new games they've graded up till August 1st.
Wow.
We still do not have pops for the modern shit. Atari, ColecoVision, Television, Sega Master System. We're missing those.
That's going to be so much fun when those come out.
I can't wait, man.
But with that said, to be fair, they're still progressing in their population report versus other people that mentioned that they were going to have pop reports and do all of this. And,
yeah, VGA doesn't have them out yet. So, I mean,
that was
people love to complain about it. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Just like I like the data. I love that it's shared with WADA, but I think it's cool and I'll use it for my advantage if I want to sell something, I guess. But I don't care at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
I like it. I love the naming of stuff.
Oh, it's cool. I never cared about the pop report to begin with, because I always thought it was fun. Since we've been collecting so long, we just kind of generally know a rough idea anyway.
Yeah, and that's funny that we can have a mind like that because there's so few sealed games. That's just really what it is.
Yeah, there's not a lot. I don't. Yeah, it's. Yeah.
Anyway, this was a fun one, Matt. Thanks.
Yeah, well, what kind of wins do you got? You don't get to count Mortal Kombat. What do you got?
Mortal Kombat.
No, it
No,
doesn't count.
I got a. It's in the other room. I got a Knights of the Old Republic. You guys sent me the group.
You already got it back?
I got no. I got it in the mail.
Wow, that was
Finally.
fast though. You literally bought that just the other day.
Yeah, I got that.
Good for
It's nice.
good for you.
Looks like a 99698.
Ooh,
It's really nice.
first
Um,
print? Oh
mhm.
God.
It's a beauty.
Wow.
I'm gonna keep it. I like that game.
I think my highest is like a 9.4 or 9.2.
Yeah, I'll probably send it in. I'll get a 9.0.
Well, I don't feel bad about the $100 anymore then.
Okay. Beyond that, I haven't really been buying much.
I'll get a little bit out of I've got some random stuff sitting around, so I just wanna.
Let me see. I got anything in here?
And maybe you can answer a question on this too. Here's a small win. Forget the Mortal Kombat's, that stuff. These are CIBs. This is Atari, and yes, I bought it, and the price was amazing for what I got. Gosh, I'd have to go back and look at what I paid. Now, there is not a Knight Rider for Atari, correct? It's just Knight Driver.
Yeah. You're talking about the David Hasselhoff shit?
Yeah, there's not a Knight Rider, correct?
No Knight Rider.
The Knight Rider was Nintendo. That was
Yep.
okay. So it was just Knight Driver.
Knight Driver.
So if my girlfriend's watching this, this is what you played. Okay. That's an inside joke. But
if your girlfriend's watching this, sorry for the foul language.
Oh yeah. So I got that. I got some gatefolds. If you don't know what gatefolds are, you're missing out.
Yeah.
With all the inserts,
like a book.
Which I would almost just buy these for the inserts alone. An Indy 500 I actually have this in a case, but beautiful inserts as well on this. And then it also had a beautiful adventure, and I didn't have one, and I think I got all of these for $75.
What's the back of that? Let's see the back of that. Dang, you got yourself a nice little third print there, buddy.
Well, I was just happy to have one because
I
don't have one at all, and it's pretty nice considering. I thought it was fair for $75 because I used to pay. I remember paying $50 for this one. This one was about 35 when I was buying.
So yeah, gatefolds are sick, man.
I love gatefolds.
I do too.
Yeah. And then the only other thing I get off my list here is I did buy. Don't mind the plastic bag around this. I did buy another. The price was so right. It was I don't remember if this was the Beta Reach. I had this when they sent it out, the Beta Reach disc, but it did have the paperwork with it, which is pretty cool.
Nice.
So I'm a Halo guy, so I kind of like that. Even
with the shitty Halos, it makes sense.
Even though people will start arguing once you get into Reach that that's not Halo anymore, and I understand, but it was still fun. Halo 4, on the other hand, is a piece of crap, and that can burn in hell. But that's it.
Oh, I did get that one thing today. Here, let me go grab that.
Okay, you go grab.
I sent you a photo earlier. I'll be right back.
That's the funny thing about short-term memory. I apparently don't have it anymore. But it's exciting because everything's new to me. We're just going to leave this awkward silence in here. Let it build suspense wise to see what he comes out with.
All right. You don't remember what I sent you a photo of earlier?
What's that shirt anyway? Is that a Tyson shirt?
It's a Super 7 Tyson shirt they don't make anymore.
Oh,
this thing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. It was a Goodwill. It was $6.99 for a copy of Modern Warfare 2, right? However, it's in a reserve your copy case, which would have just been the insert that maybe it was GameStop. I don't know who did this one. It doesn't say GameStop on it, I don't think, but it was literally like a reserve thing. You take it off the shelf, bring it up to the cashier and be like, I want to reserve the PlayStation 3 Hardened Edition. And it has all these little barcodes on the back that you could say what you're reserving.
That's so cool.
So all 3 versions for PS3 and 360. And it tells you, like, here's your price, $149.99. You put $5 deposit down. It's your pre-order. Yeah, I'd never seen this one before. I collect these insert stupid fucking things. And it's a really cool art. It's got an RP rating pending down here. And it also has the date that it's going to be released.
That is so cool.
11/10/9. Is that right?
Speaking of saved searches.
It's a cool ass display insert for this game, which many people consider the greatest 360 game ever made. So,
man, it's up there. I still personally like Halo. I don't. It's neck and neck with me.
Yeah,
that's awesome. I think that's
so that was $7 at Goodwill today. There you go. Where do you find sealed games? I also find sealed games at Goodwill. So get off your ass and don't be a picky collector.
And you can find
Walmart discounts.
And get savvy, go into some of these game stores. There's always going to be things that they're not keeping up on. And if you're watching and keeping up with the community and watching things sell and seeing the trends of everything, you can find some deals here and there, even within game stores.
Yeah, or even create relationships there. Let them know that you're a sealed collector.
Yep.
Or you collect weird Genesis accessories or whatever. Just go into these places, create relationships with them, be kind, and say, hey, this is what I look for.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and honestly, it helps them if they have an instant buyer, because it helps them flip their inventory and flip that profit quicker. And maybe they shorten their profit down, give you a deal, but they move product faster, and that helps them.
Yeah, and advice to other game store owners. Well, I'm not a game store owner, but like, you don't always have to get the top fucking dollar.
Yeah.
Right?
No, because you're going to bring your customer back if you're nice to them too.
It's true.
Yep. The guy today was the nicest ever, and we talked about just random video game stuff. I didn't even realize how long he's been around and collecting. He had some killer stuff in that store, not like sealed and high end, but I mean just
like really great Odyssey 2 stuff, right?
Like, it was just cool. Like, walking in there just was awesome. It's an awesome setup. So
yeah, I mean, everybody likes to get a deal, right?
Kind of like, speaking of deals, I know somebody who likes a deal, and that's Dan Kaplan. And unfortunately, as you might possibly guess, he couldn't be with us tonight. Yeah. Last second, he was going, all excited, getting ready, but he couldn't make it because he got stuck in the blood pressure machine at the grocery store. Only people our age are going to get that one.
Actually, when I was a little kid, I got stuck in one of those machines, Matt.
Yeah, they're scary, man. They clamp down on you and you're like, ah.
I think I was in a Safeway, and my mom was at the pharmacy or something, and I sat down and did it, and I couldn't get my arm out, and then I thought I was goner, man.
You got to wait that 60 seconds.
Do they still have those machines?
I don't know.
Must only be in Canada.
But yeah, I guess so. Apparently, clearly they have them because that's what happened to Dan. So Dan, I hope you got out of that. And I hope your cat is feeling better as well. Cured the hiccups.
Yeah, I don't know if I heard that he's going to be at Portland. I don't really care to see him, actually.
What?
Set us up so many times on the show.
Oh yeah, that's true.
The bastard.
Yeah, we'll see.
Okay, well, next time we'll see you guys soon.
Yeah, you want to end this one?
Yeah. Peace out, everybody. Have a nice night. Send hate mail to Matt. Yep, he's ready for some. And leave your thoughts and prayers below.
And if you want to see anything in future episodes, this whole episode is based off of your comments. Let us know.
Make those comments count.
Happy to help. Or as Dylan would say, just go down there and take a dump, Take a dump in the comments. Oh, that was anyway. All right. Thanks for watching. We appreciate you. We'll see you again next time.
Bye.